Freeza! Consider this our resignation. Hey guys, Toshio right here with another Dragon Ball What If, and this time I'm going completely out of the box here with what if Bardock stopped Freeza? Now, let's not mistake this for Masako X's what if Bardock convinced the Saiyans. Oh no. This is what if Bardock stopped Freeza. As in, stopped him from destroying planet Vegeta. But how's he gonna do that? Bardock's a weakling compared to Freeza. How's he supposed to do that? Well, stick around and we'll find out. Now, in order for this what if to work, we are going to be combining the events of what happens in Dragon Ball Super Broly and the Bardock TV special, Bardock, the Father of Goku. Because it's the only way this scenario is actually going to work, and I think we'll get a more interesting and better story out of it in the long run. Anyway, let's get into it. Our story begins on the red planet of Planet Vegeta. And King Vegeta has just received a nasty surprise. For he has just been informed that King Cold is officially retiring and handing off his mantle to his son, the now Lord Frieza. Hello, monkeys! And of course, we know how that went down, don't we? But of course, King Vegeta gets another nasty surprise. A young Saiyan by the name of Broly, who is, of course, a lot stronger than his own son, Prince Vegeta. And that goes exactly like it does in the anime, with Broly getting banished and his father, Colonel Paragus, chasing after him. They end up on planet Vampa. But now we get to where things start to change. We are now on the planet Kanasa, and Bardock and his entire team are doing their job and smashing it out just like they do in the Bardock TV special. You see, this is where the two different timelines join together in this, for the sake of this what if. And this of course ends with Bardock and his team completely wiping out the Kanasan race, exactly how it goes in the anime. Complete with the later on they're celebrating, having their little talk about Goku's newborn little Kakarot, and of course the commander, who can see the future, has his little one last stand with Bardock and gives him the power of foresight, so Bardock could live the horror of his end and the end of his entire civilization. At least, that was the plan. And here's where we sort of collide with the other timeline again, because while Bardock is knocked out and sleep, thanks to the transference of power from the dead Kanasian to Bardock, in order for him to have the power of foresight. Now while Bardock is under, the other Saiyans receive a call to return home immediately, just like in Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, and of course, they get on the ship, they're heading home. Now what this does, when we think of the Father of Goku timeline, this means Goku's entire team gets to live longer. There's no fight with them and Dodoria, because Frieza's just going to wipe out the planet. There's no need for them to destroy Bardock and his team when he's just going to wipe them all out anyway. And besides, I don't think anyone really liked that fight anyway. Bardock losing to Dodoria? Come on. So, we get to skip over that. We get to actually, no, not skip over that, avoid that altogether. So Bardock and his entire team are heading back to planet Vegeta. Bardock has since wakened after getting a very vague vision of Planet Vegeta's destruction. And, yep, seeing a vision of his wife Gine, his two sons, Kakarot and Raditz. Before waking up, thinking it's all just a dream, and then he sits in the front seat of the pilot seat, much like he does in Dragon Ball Super Broly, and has his conversation with the pilot. And that conversation with the pilot goes exactly the same like it does in Dragon Ball Super Broly. And ends with them landing, the entire team go their separate ways. The pilot and Bardock are still talking, and they start discussing the realistic possibility that Frieza could be coming here to destroy the planet. Destroy them all. After all, he is aware, thanks to this pilot, that he is looking into the legend of this Super Saiyan and this Super Saiyan God? Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, oh. Yeesh, I wish Beerus would stop talking about that, honestly. Alright, so that goes on per normal. But just before Bardock hits the diner, where he meets up with Gine, he has another vision, a more clearer vision of the planet being blown up, but this time he sees the face of the being responsible for the destruction, and it is indeed the mighty Lord Frieza. He immediately runs to the diner, where of course he has his run-in with Gine, and he's about to tell Gine what he has realized, but she's sort of distracting him right now with the whole Raditz is on another planet with Prince Vegeta doing their own thing. He's joined the military. You want to see Kakarot? Let's have a look at Kakarot. There they are, such a loving family. And so, while Bardock is of course staring at Kakarot, he then of course reveals his plan to send Goku away. So if you were wondering, do they send Kakarot away? Yes, they do. Just in a slight chance that Bardock's plan actually fails. Honestly, the scene where they got to send Kakarot off like that in the movie always gets me tearing up a bit. Yep, Kakarot, I understand how you're feeling there. That's how I felt when I was separated from someone I loved. Bardock then fills Gine in on everything. His plan to send Kakarot off the planet, as well as his plan to stop this tragedy from even happening. And right now, Gine is the only person who believes him. Him and his entire team, of course. Now remember, in the Dragon Ball Super Broly timeline, Bardock's a lot more level-headed and calmer. So later on, when he goes to the canteen, like from the Bardock special, and tells everyone what's happening, more people are more inclined to believe him because he's a lot more calmer and level-headed. Not to mention he's also better respected in the Dragon Ball Super Broly timeline. So yeah, he's not busting you with the Freeza! Freeza! So he actually convinces a few of them to join him. But Bardock knows the only way his plan is going to work is if he can unite all the Saiyans for this. He's going to need the help of every Saiyan there to do what he's thinking. And the only way he's going to be able to do that is if he goes before King Vegeta. Which he does. And if he can't convince him, he might need to convince Queen Cassava, King Vegeta's wife. Which doesn't really go down too well at the beginning. Well, let's put it to you this way. A complete Saiyan brawl breaks out. King Vegeta and his royal guards take it on Bardock and his band of lower class Saiyans. But, as it turns out, Bardock and his band of lower class Saiyans are actually putting up quite a bit of a fight. So remember, Bardock and his team do mission after mission, Bardock comes back from most of his missions near death most of the time, so he's always getting the Zenkai boost. And he's actually powerful enough to actually match King Vegeta. And it's a pretty good fight, pretty awesome fight breaks out. But ultimately King Vegeta is not having any of this. He doesn't believe for 1 second that Bardock can see the future and that this so-called attack by Freeza is happening. And he pretty much just wants to throw him in the dungeon for even suggesting such a thing, you know. This is high treason! You'll get the death penalty for this, Bardock. And of course Bardock's all, if you don't listen to me, you have doomed us all, King. And, well, and believe it or not, it's actually Queen Cassava who breaks up the fight. Queen Cassava, who's a bit less trusting of Frieza, and she seems like she'd be the more sensible of the two, actually decides to hear Bardock out and manages to convince King Vegeta that they cannot take this chance. They cannot take the chance that Bardock is actually telling the truth and that he's right. I mean, this is the entire Saiyan race we're talking about. And so, with a bit of convincing, King Vegeta does give the order for all Saiyans to meet by the palace. All Saiyans on world to meet by the palace. You see, by Frieza ordering all the Saiyans home to the one spot, Frieza has doomed himself. Now, with a bit of confirmation with the Saiyans there that have scouters, they are scouting and they can see not only that Frieza is here, but pretty much a lot of his men are out and about surrounding the ship. All of them with decent power levels, mind you. So you got Zarbon and Dodoria are there, and all their lackeys, and Frieza, of course. They can tell that Frieza is outside his ship. And then they begin to see a huge spike in power coming from that direction. It is Frieza charging up his attack to destroy the planet. There's no doubt in King Vegeta or Queen Cassava's minds anymore. It's time to act now or kiss the Saiyan race goodbye. The time to act is now. So, Bardock then fires up an energy ball and instructs every Saiyan present, look up and fire everything you've got! And the Saiyans do just that. They look up at the energy ball and they begin transforming into the Great Ape. Bunch of great apes anyway. Quite literally, Frieza's worst nightmare come to life. And they look up. They're mean, they're ferocious, they're ready. But Ryan, how exactly is this supposed to stop Frieza? He's like stronger than any Saiyan. Yes, one-on-one, but all these Saiyans together, all of them transformed into Great Ape. Remember, the Great Ape transformation is a 10 times multiplier. So you're looking at Bardock, who was power level was around the 10,000, maybe 15,000 mark, somewhere like that. So 10 times multiplier, you got 100,000 to 150,000. Plus, all the other Saiyans there with equal, like the elites with equal power, and the lessers with less, you put all that together, you know, it would take Frieza in his final form to survive that. And unfortunately for Frieza, he doesn't have the time to transform. That blast is just sending Frieza's blast at him quicker than he can power up. Sorry, Frieza fans, Frieza is dead. Along with his ship, along with Zarbon and Dodoria, and anyone else unfortunate enough to be on that ship when it blew. And I think this is where we'll leave things for the time being. Will I be doing a part 2? Yes. Originally, I think this story will easily make up a 3-part series, possibly even a 4th. I don't know, depends how the other 2 go. But do you like where I went with this story? Do you like this sort of out-of-the-box thinking? You know, this is a lot bolder. You know, I mean, I just killed off one of the main antagonists in Dragon Ball Z before the events of Dragon Ball Z, or even Dragon Ball for that matter, have even started. So, you know, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel if you want more videos like this one, as well as all the other many different types of content I do on this channel. And I'll see you again for the next upload. Alright, catch you later.